Hey guys, how's it going? Sorry it's been a few days. I just wanted to chat about the kind of growing crisis in Hollywood, I feel, where a lot of young female actresses, actually not necessarily young, any female actresses, seem to have lost a lot of weight recently. And I guess you probably know what I'm talking about mainly. Obviously Ariana Grande's had this whole, she's now going on a break because of the amount of criticism she's had about her body and comments. Now, I understand it's a tricky situation. So for those who don't know, a number of female actresses have seemingly lost a lot of weight recently, including Ariana Grande, and they look quite gaunt and thin, and they've come under some, not necessarily fire, people have just been commenting on her body saying she doesn't look healthy, she looks too thin, frail. Now, I don't think that's viewed as criticism, although I can understand how it can be perceived as criticism. It's just genuine looking out for someone, in my opinion, like looking out for their welfare, checking in on their welfare. Because if I imagine it as if I had a sister or mother who looked like that, I would step in, and I just don't see how she can expect people not to comment on this, because she obviously is a lot skinnier than she was before. I mean, you can see bones and everything. It's just, I don't know. I just think it's. I mean, the thing is, the only caveat is if there was a thing with Chadwick Boseman a few years ago when people commented how he looked very gaunt and skinny in public, and people saying, "Oh, he's doing it for a role," and then people criticised him for saying, or they criticised him saying he shouldn't do that just for a role. However, obviously, because we've had Christian Bale do that thing for, I forgot what the name of the movie was, but he got really skinny, like dangerously skinny for a role, which is another topic to discuss. I don't think actors should put their bodies for extreme just for a role, in my opinion. It's just dangerous and stupid. But anyway, people criticised Chadwick Boseman's skinny appearance, and it turned out that was because he had cancer, and it was the result of his treatment. That's why he was, looking at as how he did, which is, obviously in the end, poor from people. You need to kind of like take a step back and think, maybe these people have an actual medical condition, or maybe they are suffering from some sort of illness or depression, so you've got to be careful when you comment on people's bodies. However, Ariana Grande, people like Ariana Grande have come out and said, I'm not ill, I'm as healthy as I've ever been. And, that's great, and happy for that, happy for her in that sense. If she feels good in herself, and she feels healthy, and like her body at the moment doesn't stop her from doing anything, and a doctor says she's fine, then that's good. However, just judging by her appearance and her saying she's healthy, I don't think that is a healthy figure. That's just my personal opinion. And I know other YouTubers made videos on her about this, and also not just her, a lot of other female celebrities seem to have lost a lot of weight. There's Emma Stone, there's Jenna Ortega. If you recently saw a picture of her, I think I'll put a picture on her as the thumbnail on the video. They just seem to have lost a lot of weight in their arms and their chest, and I think it's because they're taking Ozempic, honestly. And I feel like it's been made more widely accessible for some reason to celebrities recently, and you've just suddenly seen celebrities who don't need to lose weight. For people who don't know, Ozempic's just a weight loss drug. It helps you, it stops you from eating as much, so you lose a lot of weight. But I think if you go off it comes back a lot worse, like your weight issues. So, but anyway, people who have average weight should not be using it. And I think a lot of actresses are using it now to lose weight, which is another problem in Hollywood. It's this vanity problem that, they feel like, oh, I've seen a celebrity that looks that ripped, that, this unachievable fitness level from celebrities, so I need to attain that or reach that. And these influencers who edit and Photoshop their pictures adds this pressure even more onto there are other women in the same industry. And it's kind of this knock-on effect, and it's pretty sad to watch, because these women don't need to lose weight. Like Jenna Ortega, Ariana Grande, Emma Stone, they don't need to lose weight. And even if you did need to lose weight, I don't think Ozempic's a good way to go about it. And they haven't confirmed they're on it, but to me it looks like they either are, or they've just radically lost a lot of weight recently. And I don't think it's healthy, and it's not for like film roles or anything. So I think we just need to maybe have more discussions about it in the environment, and we need other actors and professionals who work in their industry to come out and call it out, because otherwise I don't think the problem's ever going to ever going to be solved. There's just going to be more people who continue to take Ozempic or radically lose weight because they'll see, oh, look at this woman's even skinnier or even has even less weight on her, which is a stupid thing to say in itself. But it's not just women as well. It's men. You have Ryan Gosling, Jim Carrey, Brad Pitt. All of them look like they've had cheek fillers or Botox, some level of Botox. Which, look, my attitude is, if you're in your 50s or 60s, that's okay. If you're feeling like, look, I want to just make myself maybe look a little younger, that's fine. I just think if you're in your 20s and 30s, having plastic surgery and having cosmetic procedures done, it's just not the right thing. And I feel bad because I feel it's like this cycle of pressure that rolls on and rolls on, and more people do it because they see others doing it, and then it's just this slippery slope. Once you've done one thing, you keep doing it. And I know there was another YouTuber, actually, I think he's called Mike Does Fitness. I think he's a doctor. He did a podcast with Dr. Mike recently, and he was talking about how he was getting his love handles, whatever you call them, removed, or the water in them removed, because they bother him, like, just for his, like, how he looks in the mirror. And then, like, he's gonna get his, like, some of his ribs removed or something, and then maybe, like, his scapula reshaped or something. I mean, he's gonna do all these, like, surgical procedures. To me, that sounds like body dysmorphia, and I feel like that's a way bigger issue now in today's society, especially, obviously, as I said before, with the age of, like, Instagram filters and social media filters, and people, like, portray this unachievable level of beauty. It's not beauty, but it's, physique. And then people get surgeries to kind of make themselves look like people do on social media. And I feel like whilst it's happening in the industry, it's bleeding into the non-industry world where, fans of these celebrities and artists feel like they should look as good as them, or even if I don't think they look good, obviously, when they're this skinny, they've lost this amount of weight. But it appears that they just, young girls or young boys may try to attain this level of weight loss, and it's not sustainable and it's not healthy, in my opinion. So I just think it's really dangerous. It's really dangerous precedent, and it needs to be called out by more people. And I'm seeing online that it is. Obviously, when you do call it out, you need to be careful how you portray your kind of opinion on it. You can't just attack someone and say they're a bad example to everyone else, because you don't know what's going on in their mental health or their physical health. So you need to be kind and compassionate, and it needs to be coming from a place of genuine care and curiosity for their welfare. And you obviously shouldn't try and badger them. But I know Ariana Grande is going on a break now, which is fine. I think that's a good idea. She's had a very busy few years doing Wicked and everything, and then she was going to do another theatre play with Jonathan Bailey, I think, but she's not doing that anymore. But I think it's good that she goes on a break just to, like, take a reset after she just did a big worldwide tour, I think. But just in general, like, when you've seen these celebrities who are already quite slim and don't need to lose weight, Emma Stone, Jenna Ortega, Ariana Grande, it's just sad to see. And I feel like someone needs to do something in the industry to make it less accessible, this drug Ozempic, less accessible, and, like, kind of make, I don't know, cosmetic and plastic surgery more of like an affable option for these celebrities and actors and artists and musicians. Maybe just have a broader discussion about it without offending anyone or hurting anyone's feelings or calling individuals out. But I think it just needs to happen because people do idolize celebrities, and what celebrities do, it inevitably impacts, their fans, who are very loyal nowadays and like to do and whatever their idols do. And these actors now are musicians. They're not just actors and musicians, they're artists. They're almost influencers, even if they don't want to be. Like, people are affected by them. People follow what they do. So I do think people in the industry have a much greater responsibility to look after themselves and, try and not fall into this kind of slippery slope of weight loss, plastic surgery, cosmetic procedures. And, even, like, it's not just women, it's obviously male artists doing it as well. And I feel to do that, obviously either you have discussions about it, and yeah, I guess talking is really the only way to kind of tackle this, and I'll be interested to hear what people say in the comments below, but I just, again, it's really uncomfortable every time you see a new celebrity who's lost a considerable amount of weight. It's like a flash grenade to the face. It's like, ugh, you feel awful because you feel like, oh no, not this person's now fallen for it as well, or like they're doing, and like, look, it might not be fair to say this person's fallen for it. Like, these people might be happy with their body weight, with their body image now, maybe they're more comfortable with it, but I just, from a perspective, from a person looking in, it just doesn't look healthy at all, and it looks bad and unhealthy, and it's just generally concerning. I think the direction we're moving in right now, and obviously there are other people on the Wicked tour. It wasn't just the young actors. There was I think Michelle Yeoh, I think that's how you pronounce her name, and Cynthia Rose, I think it was. Like, they also looked incredibly skinny, and that's what I talk about with this like knock-on effect. Like, once it starts, it kind of can catch on as an industry-wide trend, and you don't really want this look to be catch on as an industry-wide trend. It does not look safe, does not look healthy or comfortable, and I don't think it's a good example to people who follow these people, really. I just think it's disturbing and kind of a little bit sad, but again, you don't want to judge because you don't know what's going on in this person's life, their physical and mental health. You need to take that into consideration constantly, and again, you shouldn't badger people. Like, people do, for example, make these kind of videos or TikToks or posts or whatever on Instagram, and they repeatedly do them probably about the same person, and I can understand if you have millions of people commenting on your body constantly and like repeating the same point in the same videos over and over again, it can almost seem like harassment and badgering, and I don't think that's constructive or helpful to people's mental or physical health, because that could just make the situation worse. But as I keep saying, we need to start having a dialogue about this. People need to, specifically in the industry, in my opinion, need to come out and start, making a name for themselves, making it clear how they feel about this and how this is not safe. And like, if there are doctors or certain celebrities or influencers or people who are pushing these kind of weight loss drugs or this weight loss behaviour, then I think they need to be called out, and something needs to be done about it. And I just dread seeing a celebrity or artist who ends up suffering a really bad health scare or ends up, like, worse, passing away because of this immense weight loss. Like, we don't want to see that. We want to stop this kind of attitudes to weight loss. It's not good when an actor does it just for a movie, let alone actors just do it for their own personal, like, pride or vanity. And I feel this is already a slippery slope that a lot of people are falling down now, and I don't want to keep seeing these celebrities. I just feel it must be some sort of drug or weight loss program that's more celebrities are getting access to, and it's why we're seeing so many of these, like, in particular female celebrities, but also male celebrities, that are having this substantial weight loss, and it's just kind of sad to watch. And I don't know, I might do a post about this, might do a stream about it. I've also got a Twitch stream, it's called British Tom, for people who don't know. I've done some talks about football transfer windows, American politics. It's kind of a random talks, also about EWU content, the crime YouTube channel, true crime channel. I think that's really interesting, and I want to react to videos on that channel soon. So I'm called British Tom 5, I think, on Twitch. So you guys can, like, subscribe to that. I think can you subscribe to a Twitch channel? Maybe. Anyway, so that's out there. I might do more streams on that in the future, and I'm going to try and upload more regularly. And make sure you put in the comments what you feel about this topic below. I know people are doing videos on it more. I just want to hear what people think about it, because I think it's a topic we need to talk about more and confront head on. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.